Ya, estamos con Omar Apollo. Really, really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Omar, I was reading your biography, and it's very interesting what you do, how you start, um, how your music sounds. How do you what can you tell us about the journey of
Yeah.
being, I mean, a normal guy with a normal jobs, and then starting to get other life.
Yeah, I come from, my parents are from Guadalajara and in Zapopan. And they migrated to Indiana, and then I grew up in Indiana, which is like a very, very conservative small state. And yeah, I just started I really had an interest in music. I really had a love for music, and I would just do it every day. I saved up money at jobs. I worked multiple jobs to afford all the gear you need to make music. I just kept making music with my friends, by myself, and then just with the internet. And it was like maybe like 2017 where it really started to pick up. But yeah, it just I think being consistent, and it feels good to be able to be at like big festivals like this, festivals I was trying to get into when I was like 15 years old and things like that.
You're very young. You remember what you do with your first payment, with your first money? What do you buy? Some instrument?
Well, it depends. There was like small increments and then bigger increments. I think with like my first big increment, that one I didn't know what to do because I've never had money in my life before, so I didn't know what to spend it on. So I bought like 5 bicycle helmets. They were like $500 each for no reason. Oh, actually there was a reason. My dad was riding his bike and he fell and hit his head, and if he didn't have a helmet on, who knows what would have happened. But yeah.
Okay, helmet for the dad. That's awesome. Excellent. Omar, your music sounds, I don't know, very some songs are nostalgic. Could you say why you have that sound? That was because your dad, your family listen that kind of music. You listen that music when you being a child.
Yeah, my parents played me romanticas from Mexico, like in the 50s and stuff like that. But I also consider myself like a person who spends a lot of their time longing. So I think that like that's where that come from, like that just spirit. It's just kind of in me, it's part of my nature is to like long. It's like to want to, and I think that comes out in the music.
Has I don't know if you think the same. Has the touch, the Latin touch, with songs particularly on always listened by, I don't know, in English versions and English song artist. No, it's a mixture, very interesting mixture. What you can get with your music. Some artists, do you remember when you were a child and you said, "Oh, this a Spanish artist"? Would you say, "Oh, I like this"?
I really loved Pedro Infantes when I was younger, and then I really loved Juan Gabriel. Yeah. And then I listened to a lot of R&B, a lot of soul music in America, and I kind of just got influence from everywhere.
You're a native Spanish speaker. I mean, you speak Spanish, and how that feel on the stage? Song sometimes in Spanish because it's the language of your parents.
Yeah, I feel really comfortable speaking Spanish now. I used to be really nervous about it because I feel like because I grew up speaking English like in school, so I was educated in English. So the only Spanish that I would speak to would be my parents or at church or my tías or tíos or lo que sea. So it was like this very like kind of like older. It wasn't the Spanish of my generation. As if like if I were to learn English from somebody who's older, it's just like not the same slang, not the same like, you know what I mean? So I kind of spoke like lo dicen pochear, ando pocheando por todos lados, así nomás, y Spanglish and cosas así.
The words, I was thinking that sounds being raised in English, like you said, and can tell that other stuff in Spanish. It's very interesting. It's very not funny, but it's very attractive. You know, if I, you know what I mean. The voice of the sound.
Really?
And yes, the voice of the sound and the language in Spanish is very different. You was born in English, you grow up in English, you all do your stuff. Your friends are in English, but your friends sometimes listen to you talking in Spanish.
Yeah, they do. I always wondered that because I always think people with accents sound smarter because I'm like, oh wow, you know more than one language, you know. So yeah, I've always that's an interesting perspective on it, and I think it's cool. I think it's nice to. It's refreshing to hear somebody with an accent, and if my accent comes out, it comes out. You know, I want to learn another language. We'll see. Yeah.
Here in Chile, there we have a quote. There is Spanish and Chileno.
Oh yeah, they were telling me.
Yes, you know about it?
They were telling me a lot of slang. O sea, ya se me olvidó uno. Le iba a decir, pero ¿qué era? No, era ¿cachai? Era una que uno bacán. Esa y también allá se me olvidó. ¿Ah?
La zorra, la raja.
Era como bueno, ya se me olvidó. Ahorita lo voy a preguntar a mis amigos chilenos.
¿Cuál era? Bueno, cachai puede ser uno. Sí, cachai, sí, cachai. Omar Apollo, you are now getting here from Argentina on this tour. How was Argentina? What do you expect from the Chilean audience, and what's coming after for you?
I think that I don't know. I've never been to Chile, so I'm really excited. I heard that the crowds are really, really, have a lot of energy, and everyone's really, excited to be here. Desorden. And yeah, I think like I'm really gonna. This year I have a lot of things planned, a lot of things planned. So I'm just excited to be outside again because 2023 was mostly me just working from in the studio and doing these small events and doing that. But I didn't get to go on big tours and stuff. But
good. Okay, we wish you a very successful this 2024. The last year was amazing for you. A lot of nominations, a lot of awards, and that is very, very good for our young artists. So congratulations, keep going on that way. I have two recommendation for you in your stay to stay here in Chile. The Chilean wine, you have to try it.
the wine.
The wine, you have to try it.
I'm going
The pisco,
Pisco.
yes, and the joints. It's very good.
Okay.
Here, very good weed, man. That's right.
I will. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Okay, Omar Apollo para los 40. Please, can you say goodbye to the camera? I'm Omar Apollo, and you're listening Los 40. It's like the number.
I'm Omar Apollo, and you're listening to Los 40.
Cachai.
Cachai.